All right, gang, we're talking who wins the Super Bowl this year, if anybody gets to go.
This is already a question.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Absolutely. You know who I think it's going to be?
Who?
Freaking Kansas City Chiefs.
I'd be hard-pressed to bet. If you actually forced me to bet, that's exactly what I would say.
I would say I just don't think they can be stopped. If there's any surprises out there, suddenly the bandwagon's on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wonder why.
Whatever.
Gronk's back.
Whatever.
Brady's back.
Okay.
Greatest team in the history of
Tom
football.
Brady's going to be 43 years old.
He is slower than molasses.
I'm sorry. If you watched it last year,
yeah,
the guy is fantastic.
Yep.
Right? Is not the same.
He's not the same player. He does not move the same. I would argue that he doesn't throw the same as he used to. His decision making is still pretty good.
We saw it here in Colorado with Peyton Manning.
Yep.
Right? And once he started on the downward trend,
yep,
it was very noticeable.
And fast.
And it was fast.
It was fast.
Because if you remember in 2012, that team was offensively just absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
And when they won the Super Bowl a couple years later, their offense was non-existent.
Right.
Now,
it was all
hurt.
defense.
He was hurt most of the season.
3 or 4 games, as I recall.
But he was hurt most of the season.
Yeah.
Right. But there was no recovery.
No, your body just can't handle it when you hit the 40s.
Right. So yep, the Buccaneers, they still have to go through the Saints.
They do. I know. And
right?
The Saints.
They still have to go through the Saints.
But their quarterback's 40 this year, isn't he? 39 and 40.
But the difference between the Saints and the Buccaneers is not that the Bucs were only missing a quarterback, right? And it wasn't that they were only missing a quarterback that had a tight end who hadn't played in a year that they could throw to.
Yeah.
Now, they will be better, but there are still a lot of holes on that team. I mean, Jameis Winston wasn't stellar at all.
He was probably one of the biggest busts that I can think of coming out. He was a fairly high draft pick when they got him. They put a lot on his shoulders, and then the kid just fell apart.
Well, I mean, yes.
Happens.
It happens to most of the players who play in the NFL.
Absolutely.
So, again, to your question, the Chiefs are going to be tough to beat.
I'd say
Patrick Mahomes is still...
The Niners will still be tough to beat.
The Niners are still going to be tough to beat. You can never count out the Seahawks.
No, I was going to say the Seahawks.
Because if you bet against Russell Wilson, you haven't been paying attention.
God, I love the way that guy plays.
I don't like the Seahawks. I don't like the Seahawks.
Yeah?
I don't dislike them.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Right.
I generally don't like Pete Carroll, and I didn't like Pete Carroll when he was at USC. And I don't like him. I don't like that he left USC because he was cheating. Because he did. And then he went to the Seahawks, but he left the program because they always do that.
Yeah,
right.
And it's usually quick.
He's been really successful in Seattle.
Yeah,
right.
Super Bowl.
So it's hard to count them out. But Seattle, the Rams, and the Niners are all in the same division.
Just a tough lineup there,
right? And people will talk about the Cardinals, and they're going no.
Do the Raiders compete with the Chiefs this year?
Do the Raiders compete with the Chiefs? No.
I've got a feeling that they're going to be
Who's their
second in the
Derek
division.
Carr?
Derek Carr, for now.
No.
Do the Broncos compete with the Chiefs?
No.
Do the Chargers, who just lost Rivers and drafted a quarterback?
They drafted that kid from Oregon.
Oregon, yeah.
Right? Okay. So who knows? There's a ton of holes on the Chargers.
What about the Packers?
Hold on a second. You were starting in the AFC West.
You're right.
Bouncing around.
That's what I do.
So the AFC West, right?
Yeah.
It's the Chiefs. I think everybody after that, I don't think the wild card team, even in the new format.
Yes.
Remember, there's an extra.
Yeah, there's two games.
There's an extra wild card team this year.
That's right. Okay.
So the only team that gets a bye is the team who wins the conference.
Whole thing.
Right? Okay, so in the AFC West, I think the Chiefs are a lock. They're as close to as you can get to a lock. I don't think a wild card team is going to come from the AFC West.
Really?
Because in the South, right, the Titans are going to go up.
Yep.
They're going to be good, right? They have a fantastic defense, and they were in the AFC Championship game last year.
Yeah, they played pretty good. They with what's-his-face finally getting Tannehill, which was kind of a surprise.
They paid him.
He was,
so good
and
for
then
him.
he leaves Miami, and then suddenly he has a whole.
Yeah, but use him for what he's good at.
Right.
Right. Okay. After that, you have the Colts.
Right.
Right. Now the Colts have a great team.
The Texans are.
Well, the Colts have a great team. They got shellacked last year because Andrew Luck retired.
Like right at the
right
start.
at the beginning. So they were just. But if you watched how good they were, even with having no plan, and they weren't
7-9,
but they weren't able to game plan around the quarterback. They just had to like wing it until they could build something, right? And they were that's a good team. The Texans, are also a good team.
That'll be tough.
Who's the other team in that AFC
Jacksonville.
South? Jacksonville.
Which they're mediocre,
hit or miss.
I mean, they could be great.
Hit or miss.
Could be
Okay,
bad.
then you have the AFC North. The Ravens are not going to be bad.
No, they're 14-2.
If Ben Roethlisberger is healthy, the Steelers are going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And the Browns, if Baker Mayfield gets his stuff together.
If they can stop acting like little children, which is a big ask.
Right.
Right?
Not shaking guys' hands will really piss off the other team.
But they continue to win more and more. They're a little bit older, right? And then the Bengals.
Right.
Right? I think you're a ways off from the Bengals.
If they went 8-8, I'd be impressed.
I think the AFC South and the AFC North, right? They'll produce wild card teams from those divisions.
Okay.
Right. And in the East,
AFC East.
Is it for the Bills?
My wife's a huge Bill fan.
Oh, she is.
And I think that last year when they got that loss in the playoff taste in their mouth, it changed everybody.
And I will not, until there are 2 years in a row where I see a precipitous decline, bet against the Patriots in that division, because you still have the Jets and the Dolphins.
So I'm going to pick that out of the AFC East. I think the Bills win.
I think the Bills win the AFC East.
I do.
But I think the Patriots get a wild card.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
And then go back through the other divisions. This is why I don't see the AFC West having two teams.
Right, because I just don't see the Broncos going past 8-8.
I don't either.
See the Raiders breaking 8-8. I really don't see the Chargers winning more than 4 or 6 games. Period.
Yeah, right, exactly. And the Broncos have that Drew Lock will start.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And the second year is always the rough. It's always the roughest.
Yeah.
Because now I have film on you and I know your weaknesses.
Right.
Not me. The other teams.
Yeah. Right.
That's what they get paid millions of dollars.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Okay. In the NFC.
Let's start with the NFC East.
Okay. Dallas.
Yeah.
Philly. New
York.
The
Giants.
Yep.
And the Skins.
And the Redskins. So the Redskins, no.
Skins probably be bottom of the barrel again.
Giants.
I don't care what not Gruden there anymore.
I don't believe in that quarterback.
No.
I believe in Saquon Barkley.
Right. I think.
But I don't think the Giants are there.
I think Dallas wins 10 games.
10 games?
And wins the NFC
I don't think
8-8 last year.
I don't think Dallas, with Jerry Jones as the owner, I don't think they can go through a season without just unnecessary drama. I think
ain't that the truth?
Creates drama,
I
and
know.
then his team gets.
And sometimes he picks players in drafts that are already questionably characteristics. They have a questionable character.
They have an offense that, on paper,
looks fantastic.
Looks great.
Yes, till they get on the field. Dak Prescott.
But when they get on the field, they can't avoid just drama. I don't know how else to explain it.
And then Jones loves to walk down in the fourth quarter, and the owner should never walk onto the field.
Right. So,
ever.
So will Dallas make it to the playoffs? I think yes.
Okay.
Right? Because again, there's 7 teams. I think Philly.
Yes.
Yes.
I think they get in.
I think if Carson Wentz can stay healthy, they're fine. Because the Giants and the Redskins, that's 4 wins. You already have 4 wins.
I know. NFC North, Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit.
Okay, so Green Bay and Minnesota
They're going to fight for the whole thing.
They're fighting for the top of that division.
Absolutely.
Right? I think the Lions are still a ways away. I think their draft was pretty good. Right?
I think Trubisky was a flash in the pan for Chicago.
Yep.
It
Agreed.
was just kind of a, oh my gosh, great year.
Agreed.
And then once they got the film on him.
They gave up a lot for Khalil Mack.
They did.
Right? And they're going to feel it. Right, in the next couple of years for doing that.
Yep.
I don't believe in the Bears. I wish the Lions. I wish the Lions all the best. I have a sentimental attachment to the Lions, not because I like Michigan or Detroit at all, right? Because the Red Wings are, I won't. However, Barry Sanders is my favorite football player of all time. I just don't think they have it. So I think the Packers and the Vikings in the North.
Yep. NFC South.
NFC
Saints,
South. The
Falcons,
Saints.
Bucks, Panthers. We already kind of talked about them. Saints
now,
all the way.
The Panthers, I think, are in rebuilding, right?
Yes, they're
Cam
5-11. Plus they had Cam, and all those guys have dropped out.
All right.
Right.
So they're
New
going to
head
go through the
coach.
process.
Yep.
All right. So the Saints are good.
Yes, they're already loaded for bear, as it were.
They're good.
Yep.
And Drew Brees is amazing.
And I love watching him play. He's
They
not the
still
biggest
have-
guy. He can throw
they
the
have
ball
the
like
two running
nobody's
backs.
business. Yep.
Right.
Yes. I
You
forget
know who
their
I'm
names
talking
right now.
about.
Yes, I do.
And they've got good wide receivers.
Yep.
Right.
Decent defense. Good defense.
Good defense.
Good defense.
Right. They have a good defense. Now the wild card in
that
that division is or are the Bucks
Yes. Now
because of
7-9 last year, and two huge weapons, two huge
7
pieces.
and 9, and didn't Winston set an NFL record?
Or interceptions.
But he had the same number of touchdowns as he did interceptions.
Yes.
7 and 9.
Still 7-9. So
Okay,
there's a lot of talent.
If you
on that
just
team
replace
sitting
them, if you take the mistake, if you did the same amount of touchdowns,
Yep.
and just took the interceptions
to
and
half
cut
of
them in
that.
half, which Tom Brady would still not throw that many interceptions,
No.
right?
Suddenly you got
They have
yourself
11
a game.
wins. I bet you they have 11 wins,
God,
right?
I
So
hope not. Brady
Atlanta
succeeds
is
somewhere else.
Atlanta and the Bucks in that division. Atlanta's so weird. They go really good and then awful.
They
and then
are the
really good
most
and then
up and
awful.
down team
Now,
I've
last
ever
year,
seen.
But last year was rough because they had a ton of injuries.
Yes. I'll give it that.
But I tend to view the Falcons, right, as an every other year team. And the year that they do well is the year after they're terrible because they get the easy schedule. Now, that just may be me picking
Ouch,
on
I hope Mike isn't
somebody,
listening to this
somebody
one.
who is in this office who's a huge
Yes.
Falcons fan.
All right.
But that's okay.
Let's wrap up with the NFC West. Niners.
Niners. This
Seahawks.
is what we were talking about, right? Niners,
R-
Seahawks, Rams,
Cardinals. So Rams or Niners, Seahawks. They're
the top.
if there it is any wild card team that comes out of there, it'll be the Rams by virtue of this.
But then they would have two.
They could.
Right? The Rams are that team that maybe they can get back.
Right.
I think Jared Goff in that season that Todd Gurley's gone now. That was a one-time thing.
You think so? I was never a believer in Goff. I just didn't think he has flashes of where you're thinking, my God, this is the best quarterback I've ever seen play. And then
Right.
you've got flashes of him just being mediocre.
Very mediocre.
Super mediocre. So,
Yep. So,
and NFL is a consistency game, period, from the quarterback position.
so who wins the Super Bowl? If I was forced to bet $1, the Chiefs.
Yep, I'm going to go with the Chiefs too. I have to.
They have to have the best odds.
There's just too much talent that stuck around.
Patrick Mahomes is
Guy can make the off-shoulder throws like they're nothing. I mean, it's almost gross to watch his talent level. It's
Now,
head and shoulders above everyone
I'm
else.
not rooting for them. I'm not rooting for them.
No,
Just
I'm
make
not.
that
I'm
abundantly clear.
rooting for the Bengals, obviously, but
So if you asked me who was going to win and there was no pride nor dollars,
Chiefs it is. Well, crap, guys. It sounds like the Chiefs might win back-to-backs.
they will. But if I had to bet,
Yeah, this has been another episode of My Wife Hates This, football edition, because we want to know who's going to win the Super Bowl, and hopefully we all get to go to a game, because I really want to go to a game.
Yes.
Like you would not believe.
yes.
So, guys, remember, ring the bell, subscribe to what we do. Also, check out ourcommunitynow.com for all of the other things that we do. When you want stories and things going on in your community that make you feel good, check out ourcommunitynow.com. I'm Josh.
Go Steelers.
And that's black and yellow over there. We'll see you guys next time on My Wife Hates This.